The crowd keeps singing. Kurt stops. For a few seconds, it sounds beautiful. Thousands of voices, untrained, imperfect, loud. The song continues without him. Kurt Cobain stands at the microphone, hands loose around the neck of his guitar. He doesn't step back. He doesn't smile. He simply lets the moment happen. The band keeps playing. The crowd doesn't notice the difference. That's when it hits him. The weight of the sound. This isn't rehearsal. This isn't a small club where mistakes disappear into cigarette smoke and cheap beer. This is a packed venue in the early 1990s. Lights burn hot. The air vibrates with bodies pressed together. Everyone knows the words. Kurt had written this song in a quiet moment, almost carelessly. A few chords, a feeling he couldn't fully explain, something half ironic, half sincere. Now it belongs to the room. He leans slightly away from the mic, not enough for anyone to panic, just enough to test a thought he hasn't fully formed yet. The song keeps going, louder. The silence of realization. For the first time, Kurt isn't leading the song. He's standing inside it. There's no applause yet, no explosion, just sound rolling past him like a wave that doesn't need its source anymore. He watches the front row, mouths open wide, eyes closed. Some people are crying, some are shouting. They're not looking at him. They're looking at what the song has become. And that scares him more than silence ever could. The realization arrives without warning, without drama, like recognizing your reflection in a window you didn't know you were standing in front of. He had wanted this, had fought for this, had screamed into cheap microphones in basement shows, hoping someone, anyone, would understand what he was trying to say. Now, thousands understand. And somehow, that understanding feels like the loneliest thing in the world. The days before the wave. Aberdeen, Washington, 1985. Kurt is 18 years old. He's sleeping on friends' couches, sometimes under a bridge when no one will take him in. He's thin, angry, desperately alone. He writes in a notebook constantly, songs that make no sense to anyone but him, melodies that don't follow the rules he was never taught anyway. He plays in bands that break up before they have names. No one is listening, not really. And that, somehow, is freedom. He can change the lyrics mid-song, can write about pain and confusion and rage without anyone demanding an explanation, without anyone telling him what it should mean. The music belongs to him because no one else wants it yet. Seattle. Nirvana plays shows to maybe 30 people, maybe 50 if they're lucky. Venues where the bathroom door doesn't close and the PA system cuts out halfway through sets. Kurt watches the crowd from behind greasy hair, studies their faces, wants so badly for them to feel what he feels. When someone nods along, when someone mouths a word back to him, when someone approaches after a show and says, "That song, I get it." That's the hit. That's the drug. Understanding. Not fame, not money, just a relief of not being completely alone inside your own head. He thinks that's what he's chasing. He doesn't know yet that understanding at scale becomes something else entirely. 1991. The breaking point. Smells Like Teen Spirit doesn't climb the charts. It explodes. Kurt wrote it in a practice space, half mocking the pop songs he secretly liked, half expressing the frustration he'd carried since childhood. The structure is simple, the lyrics are almost nonsensical. A mulatto, an albino, a mosquito, my libido. He doesn't know what it means, not completely. That's the point. MTV plays the video 17 times a day. Radio stations add it to rotation without asking.
Suddenly, Nirvana isn't an underground band. They're not even a band on the rise. They're a phenomenon. And Kurt doesn't recognize the thing he created anymore. Interviewers ask him what the song means. He gives different answers every time, some honest, some sarcastic, some completely fabricated. No one seems to care. They've already decided what it means. It means rebellion. It means youth. It means Generation X's answer to everything that came before. Kurt watches this happen in real time, watches his three-chord complaint become an anthem for millions of people who've never slept under a bridge, who've never felt truly desperate, who wear flannel because it's trendy now, not because it's all they can afford at Goodwill. He should be grateful. He's not. The night everything changes. The venue is massive tonight, bigger than any club he played in Aberdeen, bigger than any basement show in Seattle. The crowd stretches back farther than the lights can reach. Kurt steps to the microphone. The opening chords ring out. The crowd erupts before he even sings the first word. They know this song. They love this song. They own this song now. He starts singing, his voice rough, imperfect, real. The crowd sings with him. At first, it feels good. This is what he wanted, right? Thousands of people connecting to something he made. But as the first verse ends and the chorus approaches, something shifts. The crowd gets louder. Their voices start drowning him out. Not in a bad way, not aggressively. They just want to sing along. Kurt keeps playing, keeps singing, but he can barely hear himself anymore. The chorus hits. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now. Entertain us. Thousands of voices, one unified sound. And Kurt stops singing. Just for a moment. Just to test something. The crowd doesn't stop. They don't miss a beat. They don't need him. The moment of pure terror. This is the moment. Right here. Kurt stands at the microphone, guitar still ringing, watching thousands of people sing the words he wrote in a dirty practice space when he was angry and confused and desperate to be understood. And they're singing it perfectly. No hesitation, no wrong words, no confusion about the melody. They know this song better than some of his own songs he's forgotten. He should be proud. He should feel accomplished. Instead, he feels like he's watching someone else's life. The song keeps going. The band keeps playing. Dave Grohl's drums pound behind him. Chris Novoselic's bass thrums through the floor. But Kurt is frozen because he understands something now that he didn't understand before. This song doesn't need him anymore. Not just tonight, not just this performance, forever. It has become bigger than him, bigger than the feeling he was trying to express when he wrote it, bigger than any single moment or emotion or intention. It belongs to them now. And what does that make him? What comes after recognition? The show ends. The crowd chants for an encore. Kurt plays it, goes through the motions. Backstage, people congratulate him, tell him it was incredible, tell him the crowd was so into it. He nods, says thanks, drinks whatever's handed to him. Someone asks if he's okay. He says he's fine. He's not fine. That night, in a hotel room that looks like every other hotel room, Kurt sits on the edge of the bed with his guitar. He plays the opening chords to Smells Like Teen Spirit. Stops. Starts again. Stops. He can't hear it the way he used to. Can't feel it the way he used to. All he hears is the crowd's version. Perfect. Unified. Wrong. He puts the guitar down. Stares at the wall. What do you do when the thing you created to feel less alone becomes the thing that makes you feel most alone? The shift no one sees. From that night on, Kurt starts changing. Not dramatically, not in ways that make headlines. He becomes wary of crowds, of moments when noise replaces meaning. In interviews, he's more defensive, more sarcastic, more likely to contradict himself just to prove he can't be pinned down. He writes different songs, weirder songs, songs that resist easy interpretation. In Utero will sound nothing like Nevermind, intentionally. He's trying to take back ownership, trying to make something that can't be turned into a chant. But it doesn't work, because once something becomes universal, it no longer belongs to anyone, not even its creator. The weight of being understood. People think fame destroyed Kurt Cobain. That's not quite right. Fame was part of it, the drugs were part of it, the pain was part of it. But there was something else, something quieter,